Hey guys, Mike from the Off Grid Shop here.
Hey, I'm Nate.
Today we're talking about our buggy build. Now, for me, we get lots of questions about electric cars, batteries for houses and things like that. And what I really want to do with this buggy build, my intention is to really teach people how to understand batteries, because I think relating it to cars, you can actually really relate and learn a lot about home battery storage. For me personally, the two biggest things I learned the most about solar in my life was I got a 100-watt solar panel and a 100 amp hour battery, and my wife and I went and did Australia for 4 months in my old International Scout. And then the next thing where I learned a lot about batteries and charging, I brought an electric motorbike, and that was a game changer. There's so many little things I learned from living those two experiences that I just wouldn't have learned any other way. So I want to tell you my dream here. So Nathan's going to help me design this. So what I want to do with this buggy, there's two things. So there's two builds here we're doing. So this is already an electric buggy. When we brought it, it had lead acid batteries in it. They're gone, they were dead. That's the reason we got it for a good price. We want to put lithium batteries in it. Now for the buggy, what I want for the drive part of the buggy, I want to be able to drive it at least about 60 kilometers range is what I want to get out of it. So we need to work out how much battery storage we require for that there. We've already done some accelerated testing on some batteries that we aren't happy with. We've got some very swelled batteries and full of water batteries over here, which we'll recommend don't ever buy. We're going to want drive batteries for the vehicle. Now, management system. Now, this is where Victron comes in. What I want to do. I want to use a touchscreen. So one of these.
Yep, the GX device.
Yep. So I want a touchscreen in. I want a servo. I want to be able to see on the screen in there the battery voltage, what we're doing, everything through the servo. What I also want to do, we've actually got some solar panels, and we've chosen SunPower because the SunPower cells are the only panel on the market that can actually bend up to 30 degrees. Now, these are not flexible panels, not what we're doing them for. I chose them because they do have that ability. We're going to take this buggy off-road and thrash it. So we want the ability for a really good panel, so that's why we chose SunPower. So we have two panels on here. One panel is actually going to charge the battery system. What I would like to be able to do, this is a dream, if when we're driving and fluffing about driving the buggy, can I flick that one solar panel over and I want two solar panels charging the battery while we're driving around. And when we pull up, I want to be able to switch that same solar panels. I want to be able to flick them over and either go, I want to charge the battery, so in the kitchen in the back. So we've got the EV batteries. Then we're going to have a set of batteries in the back. Now in the back of the buggy, what I want some Power Plus. We're going to choose the black Power Plus batteries. We want batteries in the back here. We're going to put a 5 kVA Victron inverter. So I want a whole mini off-grid house system in the back of this with a 5 kVA inverter, and we're going to put an induction cooktop in the back here. So it's important. All this here becomes IP rated. We can't get water in any of this sort of stuff. So if we do take it off road and do silly things with it.
Yep.
Also want to be able to remove this kitchen. So either whether we remove this whole tray or whatever, that's what we do. But I want basically everything someone would put in a house in the back.
Okay.
Cool? Now there's one other thing I really want to make this buggy do. And this is probably not the most important thing, but it's going to be cool.
Make it fly?
That'd be cool. I want to do vehicle to grid.
Yeah, right.
So when the buggy's not getting used, I want to be able to plug it into the shop. So we've got a Solar Edge inverter here, one of these new Solar Edge EV and chargers. Now the Solar Edge is not going to do this. Don't go try and buy a Solar Edge inverter and think it's going to do your vehicle to grid stuff. It's not at the moment. I'm pretty sure they're working on it though. But I want to be able to plug a Type 2 EV charger into the buggy when it's sitting here at the shop, and it gets charged of day from solar and discharges overnight to help us reduce our energy costs.
Okay.
Cool?
I think that's very doable.
You think you can make that happen?
I reckon I could.
Cool. So, look, the list of things I think that we're going to want, is anything we're missing. We're going to want the inverter charger. So it's going to run our induction cooktop. And we're going to want to make sure we have an induction cooktop that can run it, and a few other things. So I want to have a kitchen in this. 2 solar charge controllers. Whether we just have one and we switch one from one battery to another, I don't know. Maybe something to think about. So one MPPT is going to be charged for the drive batteries. The other one's going to be for the kitchen batteries.
And then you'd like to be able to swap that one over for the drive to just be both on the kitchen.
Yeah, so if we're driving and we're not going to be cooking, I want to be able to use both solar panels to charge the batteries in the vehicle. So we'll have both solar panels mounted on top. They were mounted here, but the boys stole them for a customer's buggy, so I took my ones rather than making new ones for the customer.
That's how much we love our customers.
Children, eh? I go on holidays, they come back with buggies, and there's solar panels on it. Cool. So we're going to want a touch screen in the back here. So I want a touch screen in the back so we can see what's going on with the kitchen.
I thought you'd want it like the Tesla and have it up next to the wheel.
Well, the one in the front of the wheel I want And that's what I was thinking. I actually want the touchscreen in the front for the drive vehicle.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah?
So two GX devices.
I think we're going to end up with 2 GX devices in this here.
So probably need 2 servos as well then.
Yep.
We would. Yeah.
So 1 for the drive buggy, 1 for the kitchen.
Yep.
Cool. Anything else you think I've missed?
I think you've got the main core things there. And yeah, probably just have the in-between parts like the fuses and all the safety gear.
Yep, wicking all that fluffy stuff out. The main thing is I want to be able to cook from this thing. So I want to be able to take a bush, go camping with it. You know, I want to roll my swag up in the back here, go away for the weekend, my fridge and my swag, go hang out, my electric buggy, charge from solar, and drive back and drive my dirty diesel home.
Yeah, there's some cool features we could definitely add to it as well. Like I was thinking then if you could somehow wire up the output to be able to, you know, go off someone else's output. So if you rocked up next to a caravan, you could just steal some of their power and get that extra output added on.
Totally. You know, we want to be able to plug it in and charge it. So we want the input and output in it. So, yep, we don't want to forget that. I did forget about that. So you want to be able to plug it in and charge it anywhere we are. We steal some 240 from someone, we'll do that. Awesome. Well, guys, yeah, make sure you subscribe to the channel to follow this. So this is going to be a pretty cool build. And as you go along, as you see, the cogs are ticking in Nathan's head there, so there's lots of other things that are probably going to end up. One thing we did actually forget to mention is the global link. So this is actually a GPS tracking device. As long as there's phone service, there's Telstra phone service, we're going to be seeing where the buggy's at, how much the solar is actually getting charged, which is pretty cool. But make sure you subscribe to the channel and follow along. If there's anything you want to know or to learn about with this here, our whole intention with this buggy is to teach you how electric vehicles work and how off-grid living. The main point to get across in this video series is about understanding batteries and the different batteries, because every single battery out there has a different application. Everyone thinks a lithium battery is a lithium battery, but the minute you get into a few different chemistries, they all behave very different. These 2 batteries here have very 2 different battery characteristics, which we're going to cover in the video series to educate you why we chose which battery and which batteries we're putting in the buggy for the drive batteries. I hope you're as excited, guys, as I am about getting this buggy done. I brought this buggy a long time ago. Before I had my knee surgery, I was planning to get this buggy and hang out with my son because I've hurt my knee could run my motorbikes, and I've never really got to use it except for riding around the shop here and across the road a little bit. So I'm pretty excited to make this happen, and I hope you are as well. If you are, make sure you subscribe and put down in the comments below anything you'd like to see features in this buggy so we can educate you on how this vehicle to grid and off-grid living works.